Join me as I dive into the chaos of the wildfires in Jerusalem and see if I can find a way to help those affected while navigating through the flames. Millions of people have been forced to flee their homes as wildfires engulf the city of Jerusalem. The situation is dire, with flames spreading rapidly. And emergency services working tirelessly to contain the blaze. The urgency of the situation cannot be overstated. With thousands of acres of land already burned, and many more at risk. The causes of these devastating wildfires are complex. Involving a combination of environmental factors and human activities. Dry conditions, strong winds and high temperatures have all contributed to the spread of the fire. Human errors such as careless disposal of cigarettes, or unattended campfires can also spark devastating blazes. Furthermore, climate change has played a significant role. In the increasing frequency and severity of wildfires worldwide. The challenge faced by emergency services is enormous.
That's the Hollywood Hills.
As they battle to contain the fire.
I want to say not more than a mile away from us.
While also dealing with the aftermath. The impact on local communities has been severe, with thousands of people displaced and many more affected by the smoke and ash. The wildlife in the area has also been severely impacted. Many animals losing their habitats and struggling to find food and shelter. The infrastructure of the city has been damaged, with roads and buildings destroyed or damaged by the flames. Personal stories of those affected by the wildfires are heart-wrenching, with many people losing their homes and livelihoods. As the wildfires reached a critical point, the heroism of first responders was on full display. Firefighters and emergency services worked tirelessly to evacuate those in danger and contain the blaze. The desperation of those fleeing the fires was palpable, with many people forced to leave their homes and belongings behind. The bravery and selflessness of the first responders have been inspiring, and their efforts have undoubtedly saved countless lives. The situation was chaotic, with many people unsure of what the future held. The current state of the wildfires is still uncertain, but efforts to combat them continue. The affected communities are showing remarkable resilience in the face of adversity, and it's heartening to see people coming together to support those affected. Israel's forest fires have been making headlines recently, with flames engulfing large areas of land, threatening the city of Jerusalem and surrounding communities. These fires aren't just any ordinary blazes. They are incredibly severe, fueled by strong winds and dry conditions. Climate change has played a significant role in the increasing severity of these forest fires. Rising temperatures and changing precipitation patterns have created an environment where fires can spread quickly. Human activities, such as arson and accidental ignition from cigarettes or machinery, have also contributed to the outbreak of these fires. The rugged terrain of Israel's forests makes it difficult for firefighters to access and extinguish the flames. Moreover, the country's dry summer months create a tinderbox situation where fires can spread rapidly. The Israeli authorities have been working hard to combat these fires, but it's a challenging task. The effects of these fires on the environment are devastating. The blazes have destroyed thousands of acres of forest land, causing long-term damage to the ecosystem. Local communities have been forced to evacuate, with many residents displaced from their homes. The fires have also had a significant impact on wildlife, with many animals losing their habitats. Response efforts have been underway, with firefighters and volunteers working tirelessly to contain the fires and provide support to affected communities. One of the most dramatic moments in the ongoing fires was the evacuation order issued for several neighborhoods in Jerusalem. Thousands of residents were forced to leave their homes in a matter of hours, with many seeking shelter in temporary accommodations. The firefighting efforts have been intense, with crews working around the clock to contain the flames. Despite the challenges, the bravery and resilience of the people involved in the response efforts have been inspiring. For instance, a group of volunteers helped evacuate an elderly couple from their home just as the flames were closing in. The impact of these fires on Jerusalem has been significant, with many residents concerned about the long-term effects on the city's ecosystem and economy. The fires have highlighted the need for better fire management and prevention strategies in the future. As the city begins to recover, it's essential to learn from these experiences and take proactive steps to mitigate the risk of future fires. Israel's forest fires have been raging out of control, engulfing the city of Jerusalem and surrounding areas, leaving a trail of destruction and chaos in their wake. These fires aren't just any ordinary blazes. They're massive, deadly, and unprecedented in their ferocity. Climate change and human activities have created a perfect storm that has led to these devastating fires. Rising temperatures, prolonged droughts, and strong winds have turned Israel's forests into tinderboxes. Human actions, whether intentional or accidental, have also played a significant role in sparking these fires. The rugged terrain and dry vegetation make it incredibly challenging for firefighters to combat the blazes. They face steep slopes, dense forests, and unpredictable wind patterns that can change the direction of the fire in an instant. The effects of these fires on the environment, local communities, and wildlife have been nothing short of catastrophic. The fires have destroyed thousands of acres of forest land, leaving behind a scarred landscape and a loss of biodiversity. Local communities have been forced to evacuate their homes, with many residents left traumatized by the experience. Wildlife has also been severely impacted, with many animals losing their habitats and struggling to survive. As the fires raged on, authorities and volunteers sprang into action, working tirelessly to contain the blazes and evacuate those in harm's way. Firefighters from across the country and around the world have converged on Israel to help battle the fires. The Israeli military has also been deployed to assist in the efforts, providing critical support and resources. Despite their best efforts, the fires have continued to rage on, testing the mettle of everyone involved. One of the most dramatic moments in the ongoing fires was the evacuation of several neighborhoods in Jerusalem, where residents were given mere hours to flee their homes. The sense of urgency and fear was palpable as people scrambled to gather their belongings and escape the inferno. It was a harrowing experience for those involved, but thanks to the swift actions of the authorities, many lives were saved. Among those who were evacuated was a young family who had to leave behind their home of several years, a traumatic experience that they will never forget. The human stories involved in this disaster are a testament to the resilience and strength
I want
of
to
the
say
people
not more than a mile
affected.
away from us.
From the firefighters who risk their lives daily to contain the fires to the families who have lost their homes, each person's story is one of courage and survival. As the fires finally begin to subside, the people of Jerusalem are left to pick up the pieces and rebuild. The impact of these fires on Jerusalem has been significant, with the city's natural beauty and historical sites threatened by the blazes. The fires have also highlighted the need for better fire management and prevention strategies in the future. As the city begins to recover, it's clear that the lessons learned from this disaster will be crucial in preventing similar tragedies from occurring. Millions of people have been forced to flee their homes as wildfires engulf Jerusalem, leaving a trail of destruction and despair in their wake. The urgency of the situation cannot be overstated, with entire neighborhoods reduced to ashes and emergency services stretched to the limit. The scale of the disaster is massive, with 5 million people displaced and countless homes destroyed. The causes of these devastating wildfires are complex, involving a combination of environmental factors and human activities. Dry conditions, strong winds, and high temperatures have all contributed to the spread of the fires, which have been exacerbated by human error and negligence. Emergency services have been battling the flames for hours, but their efforts have been hindered by challenging terrain and limited resources. Firefighters have been working tirelessly to contain the fires, but their task has been made more difficult by the unpredictable nature of the blazes. The impact on local communities has been catastrophic, with families losing their homes, livelihoods, and loved ones. The wildlife in the area has also been severely affected, with many species threatened or displaced by the fires. Infrastructure has been damaged or destroyed, leaving many without access to basic necessities like food, water, and electricity. Personal stories of loss and survival are emerging, painting a picture of unimaginable suffering and resilience. Israel's forest fires have been raging out of control, posing a significant threat to Jerusalem and the surrounding areas. The situation is dire, with flames engulfing vast areas of land, forcing evacuations and disrupting daily life. Climate change and human activities have been identified as major contributors to these devastating fires. Rising temperatures and prolonged droughts have created a tinderbox of dry vegetation, just waiting for a spark to ignite. Human activities, such as arson and accidental ignition from cigarettes or machinery, have also played a significant role in starting these fires. The rugged terrain and strong winds have made it difficult for firefighters to contain the blazes, allowing them to spread rapidly. The combination of these factors has put a massive strain on Israel's firefighting resources, with teams working tirelessly to combat the fires. But it's a challenging task, with flames burning out of control and threatening to engulf everything in their path. The Israeli authorities have been working closely with emergency services to coordinate a response, but it's clear that these fires will have a lasting impact. The environmental impact of these fires has been severe, with vast areas of forest and wildlife habitats destroyed. The fires have also had a profound effect on local communities, with many forced to evacuate their homes and businesses. The air quality has deteriorated significantly, posing a health risk to residents and visitors alike. As the fires continue to rage, authorities and volunteers are working together to respond to the crisis. Firefighters have been battling the flames in grueling conditions, while emergency services have been providing vital support to those affected. One of the most dramatic moments in the ongoing fires came when an evacuation order was issued for a residential area in Jerusalem. The situation was chaotic, with people rushing to leave their homes and get to safety. But thanks to the swift action of the authorities and the bravery of the firefighters, the area was evacuated without incident. A local resident, Sarah, described the terrifying experience of watching her neighborhood being engulfed by flames. She recounted how she and her family had to flee their home in the middle of the night, not knowing if they would ever be able to return. The firefighting efforts were boosted by the arrival of international teams, who brought with them vital expertise and equipment. Together, they managed to contain the fires and prevent them from spreading further. The bravery and resilience of the people affected by the fires have been inspiring, with many coming together to support each other in the face of adversity. The fires in Jerusalem have had a profound impact on the city, highlighting the need for better fire management and prevention strategies. As the city begins to recover, it's clear that lessons must be learned to prevent such disasters in the future. The wildfires in Jerusalem have taken a devastating turn, with over 5 million people forced to flee their homes as the fires continue to engulf the city. The situation is dire, with flames reaching as high as buildings and smoke choking the air. This disaster has brought the city to a standstill, with emergency services working tirelessly to contain the fires. One of the main causes of these wildfires is the prolonged drought that has been affecting the region, leaving vegetation dry and highly flammable. Human activities such as arson and accidental ignition from cigarettes or machinery have also played a significant role in sparking these fires. The Israeli authorities are still investigating the exact cause of the fires, but it's clear that a combination of factors has led to this disaster. The rugged terrain of Jerusalem, with its hills and valleys, is also making it difficult for firefighters to access and control the fires. The challenges faced by emergency services are immense, with firefighters battling to contain the fires in narrow streets and residential areas. The risk of injury or death is high, and the pressure is on to protect homes and businesses. The Israeli military has been deployed to assist with evacuations and firefighting efforts, but the situation remains critical. The current state of the wildfires is still uncertain, but one thing is clear: the situation remains dire. Emergency services are continuing to battle the blazes, and relief efforts are underway to support those affected. The resilience of the affected communities has been remarkable, as they've come together to support each other and rebuild. If you've been affected by these wildfires or have a story to share, please do share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in learning more about environmental issues and natural disasters, be sure to check out my other videos. I've got a lot of content on these topics, and I'd love for you to join the conversation.